Hello, hello, friends. All right. So, for all of those of you who tuned in to my live all about essential oils and how to use them in perfect to relieve negative emotions, thank you. But someone let me know that apparently my connection was so shaky that what do you my cat is over here like going nuts about some bug that I can't see. Anyway, my live apparently didn't record all the way through. And so, hi, Andrea. So my live didn't record all the way through. My cat is like going insane. And so I decided someone asked me to re-record it. And so here I am re-recording it. So if you missed the live from earlier today or like noticing that it was cutting out, then here we go. And hopefully the stars are aligned and technology will be my friend tonight. So basic premise of this live is I honestly have been using oils kind of on and off for many years. My sister got really into them a few years ago, and so I've sort of picked up some stuff from her. And then I use them in my yoga classes with my students, and particularly my private classes. But more recently, I've gotten to get to know some people who are like really beautifully knowledgeable, and also some of the other modalities that I'm working in, yoga, of course, but looking and doing more chakra work, as well as emotional freedom technique, tapping. All of those, if my computer falls, it's because my cat jumped on it spontaneously, looking for a bug that is possibly a phantom because I don't see it. Anyway, emotional freedom technique, yoga, chakra work, all of those have some really beautiful integrations. Were those likes about my cat, Andrea? Or about chakras? I'm not sure. They all have some really beautiful integrations with essential oils. And especially, I have used oils in the past more, in fact, I think exclusively for like physical health oriented things, all the things, yes. So I've used oils mainly for like, oils. I would use oils for grounding in my salt bath, so that's a little bit tiptoeing into like chakra energy work. But for the most part, it was like sometimes in cooking, for any like physical digestion stuff, for anytime I would get a migraine, anytime I had sort of any pain in my physical body, I was using oils and then diffusing them, honestly, a lot of the time just for like things that smell nice to me. And then progressively I started adding in different, like just learning more about oils and diffusing different blends, different things for headaches, migraines, to help us sleep, to my, like whenever my husband gets congested all the time, whenever we're congested, we diffuse things. So anyway, I've been using them for those purposes for quite a while and exploring and playing with them more and more. But most recently, in the past probably several months, I've just been exposed again and again and again to ways to use oils for emotional support in your healing, support in balancing your chakras, support in kind of all the things. And so this is my spiel that I didn't do on my first live, so I'm just going to go with this is great. And so that is my intention for this live, is to just start sharing with you guys, like, if you already have some oils, if you've been curious and want to play with them, but aren't as interested in the physical elements or don't really know what to do with them, any of those things, this is going to be a great place for you to start using oils to support yourself mentally, emotionally in your healing. So with that, today I picked out, I have some beautiful tools in addition to my oils to kind of guide you through the which emotions pair up with which oil based on their frequency and their vibration. So I picked out 4, technically 5, one I lumped together, 2 together, So 4 or 5 negative emotions. And then I paired each emotion with either a positive affirmation or kind of a positive psychology tool practice, as well as an oil that will help amplify that practice. And so if you use either the practice I suggest or the oil, you'll feel a shift out of this negative emotion, so getting some relief from the emotion. And if you use them together, it just supercharges it. So it's good stuff. So the emotions that we're going to be covering, you know what? I just dove in, and I should share it in places. So the emotions that we're going to be covering are body shame, self-judgment, controlling and or perfectionism, perfectionistic thinking, controlling thinking, and share now. Yes. Talking to myself. Controlling and perfectionistic thinking, because I know so many people who struggle, this girl, with that. And then feeling traumatized. So if you've ever felt body shame, self-judgment, controlling or perfectionistic, or traumatized, there is a tool in here for you. And keep in mind that you don't have to don't have the oils, still keep listening to practices and affirmations that are going to really, really serve you. So it's good stuff, my friends. Share in all of the places. Yes, so this is going to be great. Yes. Okay, guys. Share in all the places. So let's talk body shame. I'm going to go through the affirmation or positive psychology practice first, and then we're going to go through the oil. So body shame, if that's what you're looking to let go of, you are going to, so this first one is more of a practice, list 20 things that you love or like, if you can't get to love, about your physical body. Now, I had 2 ways to supercharge this, not factoring in the oil. So start just by listing out 20 things that you can write out your list, but then it's going to be even more amplified if you do this as a mirror work practice. So if you're not familiar with mirror work, it is what it sounds like. You stand in front of the mirror and talk to yourself and say things to yourself. It can be weird. Some people are like really comfortable with it. Some people think it's weird and feel uncomfortable. So if you practice this listing 20 things that you love about yourself, your physical body, in front of the mirror, then another way I suggest that you supercharge it is by doing it. This is something, an exercise I pulled from my Body Fulfillment Project course. But if you are doing it in front of a mirror, do it in as little clothing as it feels comfortable for you. So that might be totally naked, looking at your bod, checking it out. Maybe it's like naked but wearing heels. That's something I do sometimes. Maybe it's in your bra and underwear in a bathing suit. Maybe it's just with your shirt off, whatever. But when you practice it in that way, it just gets you more tuned into, this is my physical body. And then it gets you tuned into like, okay, where is there the shame? Which then you can use other tools to start to heal and release. The more too that you do the mirror work and practice this and practice the affirmations, the more you're going to shift out of that negative body shaming vibration and into the truth of getting to the affirmation. I deeply and completely love and accept myself. So for body shame, I give you 2 affirmations or 2 practices. That's the listing 20 things you love about yourself, and then the affirmation, which I borrowed from my emotional freedom technique work. I deeply and completely love and accept myself. So that affirmation is really beautiful. It's really powerful. And keep doing it. Keep practicing it. So onto the oil for releasing body shame. Hello, Facebook. Patchouli oil, because it is nice and sensual. Patchouli supports individuals in becoming fully present in their physical bodies. So it'll help you get really grounded in your physical body, connecting, that mind-body connection. And it's just really like woodsy and earthy and sensual. So it's just absolutely, absolutely delicious. This is going to be good to put on the bottoms of your feet if you want to use it. Like 1 to 3 drops, put it in your hand and then put them on the bottoms of your feet or the base of your spine. So kind of around like in between root and solar. Base of your spine, like right on your root chakra. If you want to get up in there, guys. Sorry, cat. I didn't mean to scare you. So patchouli oil, and then listing 20 things you love about yourself. Doing that with mirror work and the affirmation, I deeply and completely love and accept myself, is going to be super powerful. So on to the next. If you guys have any questions, tell me. Whether you're watching, replay, any of the things, just drop your questions and I will reply to you. Even if that's like other emotions you want support with, I got you. I got all the tools. Okay, so we're moving on to releasing self-judgment. So if you've ever judged yourself, I picked out all of these because I think there's something in here that can serve everyone, whether you're in it in this moment or you've been in it or it's a pattern for you. So self-judgment, the affirmation I want you to play with is, I forgive you, I love you. So 2 parts. I forgive you, and you're saying this to yourself. I love you, again, saying it to yourself. A lot of times, if I'm trying to really supercharge my affirmations, I'll throw my name in there. So be like, Chelsea, I forgive you. I love you, Chelsea. I love you so much, Chelsea. I forgive you for what I judged you for. I forgive you for judging yourself. I forgive the part of you that you judged. All the things, just basically keep feeling that vibration of forgiving the judgment, forgiving the thing you judged yourself for, and then bringing it back to love. You with me? So, self-judgment, I forgive you, I love you. And keep saying that. Again, any of the affirmations are going to be amplified if you practice them as mirror work. If I'm being perfectly honest, generally my affirmation practice is programmed into my phone or my journaling practice. Mirror work is a challenge for me, but it's very, very powerful the times I do it. So mirror work is great. Other ways you can use your affirmations, just journaling, writing out, I forgive you, I love you, I forgive you, I love you, I forgive you, I love you, or I deeply and completely love and accept myself. You can journal them, do them as mirror work, or just say them to yourself, program them in your phone. That's one of the really beautiful things about this about affirmations, NLP, positive psychology, is that it's really adaptable. You can kind of pick and choose which modalities feel really good and supportive and easy for you to use. So use the affirmation in a way that you will actually do it and use it. Okay. Next, oil for releasing and removing and relieving self-judgment is bergamot or bergamot. I really can never remember which one it is. And I sometimes have an opinion about which one it is, but right now in this moment, I don't. If anyone has a firm opinion about whether or not you pronounce the T, let me know. Okay, so this is a citrusy oil. It is one of my all-time favorites. Oh, it's so good, you guys. It's so good. If you've ever had Earl Grey tea, it has a lot of bergamot flavor to it. So bergamot is the oil of self-acceptance, relieving self-judgment. It relieves feelings of despair, self-judgment, and low self-esteem, especially with that sort of more uplifting, citrusy scent. And then 2 ways to use it, either putting it into a diffuser, a few drops in with water, or, okay, I do see the bug now, guys. The cat is chasing a real bug. Diffusing a few drops with water and just letting it fill the room and breathing it in, doing a meditation or your affirmations while you do that would be really beautiful. And then you can also mix a couple of drops with some carrier oil, so coconut oil, sesame oil, whatever you like. Hi, Shelly. Hi, friends. So mixing a couple of those drops and then putting it actually on your solar plexus chakra. See, I said chakras. which is like it's like a little bit under your breastbone. So putting a few drops into some carrier oil and then just putting it on your solar plexus is going to be really powerful as well for boosting your self-acceptance, relieving that self-judgment. It's good stuff, my friends. Okay, so this next one is the one where I kind of put two negative emotions into one. For me, feeling controlling and feeling perfectionistic are one in the same little delightful negative infinity circuit. So I put them together, and conveniently, the two oils, they're both more savory oils, I guess I would say. But it's another one of my favorite oils. The two savory oils that are good for these emotions. So first, into the affirmations. If you are feeling controlling and or perfectionistic, again, all of these, these are my areas of growth, guys. These are my growth opportunities, so I hope they serve you. So if you're feeling controlling and perfectionistic, the affirmation for you to use in whichever way works for you is, I am willing to be led. I surrender. This one I think is really, really beautiful used at the beginning of a meditation practice. So like a mantra meditation where you sort of settle into your breath, get grounded, and then repeat the affirmation. And then just open your mind up for whatever comes through. If you're saying, I'm willing to be led, I surrender. I'm willing to be led, I surrender, following your breath. And then you just open up the mind. You get yourself out of the way with the affirmation. You get that controlling, perfectionistic part of the ego, the conditioned self, out of the way. And then you're open to be led and have beautiful things come through. So I am willing to be led. I surrender. Beautiful, beautiful affirmation for controlling or perfectionistic feelings. And then great place too, if you're journaling, just write it out a bunch of times until you're feeling called to kind of go in another direction and see what comes through. If you're wanting something so badly, you're really attached to it, that you're getting into that controlling perfectionistic vibration, with that thing in mind, not clinging, but with that thing in mind, start writing out, I am willing to be led. I surrender. I'm willing to be led. I surrender. Write it out until you feel yourself shifting out of that vibration. Even better if you have the oils diffusing, I'll get to in a second. But continue going with that until you feel yourself being led, until you feel ideas about how to make the thing happen come through, until you feel that divine inspiration coming through. And then you can take the inspired action. And magic happens. It's great. So, I am willing to be led. I surrender. That is your affirmation when you're feeling controlling or perfectionistic. And then for feeling controlling, we have cilantro oil. I'm holding these up. You guys probably cannot read what they say. This is, in fact, cilantro. I'm not just holding up the same bottle over and over again. So cilantro is like cilantro, the plant. So it smells very clean, almost soapy. I really like cilantro, but when I smell the oil, I'm like, I can see how people think it tastes like soap. So cilantro is, you can take it internally, like dilute it in 4 ounces, 1 drop in 4 ounces of water and take it internally. But for me, I would say, I don't like the taste of cilantro oil, so I would say either using it topically in carrier oil or diffusing it would be my go-to, especially because when you're feeling controlling and perfectionistic, a lot of times you might be working, right? And so would be a beautiful thing like in your office to diffuse this blend of cilantro and then cypress oil. This one I would take internally. It's amazing. It is so good. So it's a little woodsy, still like fresh. It's really delightful. So this combination is a really refreshing, beautiful blend to diffuse 1 to 2 drops of each and then just diffuse it in your office, at home if you're feeling really controlling, at home, when you're cleaning, if you're like trying to move, like me right now, and you're stressing about all the things, a great way to like help yourself release control, get out of that perfectionistic, it all has to get done right now frenzy, diffuse this blend. So cilantro is the oil of releasing control. Beautiful. It facilitates a detoxification of negative emotions and debris. So that's like the soapy, astringent quality to it. It's a detoxing oil. And they do recommend, yes, so inhaling it. And then topically, this is actually interesting. I put it on my solar plexus. Again, same idea of just like clearing out your power center, right? And getting like detoxing any mess that's getting you out of your power so that you're feeling like you have to control and be perfectionistic, right? So putting it over your solar plexus chakra, but then also your throat chakra, which I guess, yeah, that makes sense. Beautiful. So again, carrier oil, and then putting it on at sort of at the base of your throat is where the throat chakra is. Putting it there would be beautiful ways to use cilantro. And then cypress is the oil of motion and flow. So for anyone who's chasing that coveted flow, oh my God, all the things. Cypress is the oil of motion and flow, and it's really beautiful. So it helps to create flow, and that just releases that perfectionism is like stuck, right? So cypress is going to help you start to get back into that flow energy. So entrepreneurs, cilantro cypress blend. I would recommend it. Oh my God, my cat is so cute. All right, and this final one is when you are feeling traumatized. And this oil I was actually using earlier today because I had a really intense session, a really intense emotional freedom technique session with my mentor and teacher. And I'm flipping to this page in the book so I can tell you guys all the things, but I can't remember the alphabet as I'm talking. There we go. I got it. Okay. So when you are feeling traumatized, number one, take care of yourself, whether that's with oils or affirmations or anything, reaching out to someone. But then with this one, I'm going to share a little bit about emotional freedom technique, tapping, that I use when I'm traumatized, and with my clients when they're feeling traumatized. But the affirmation for when you're feeling traumatized that I use, there are plenty. This is not the end all be all. But the affirmation I use is I am safe. And with that, I will tell you that a lot of times what I do, my hair is like flipped all crazy. A lot of times what I do is I will tap while I breathe and say the affirmation. So if you guys don't know, emotional freedom technique, tapping is a really, 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 really powerful tool that facilitates it's a psychosomatic healing tool. So psycho, mind, somatic, body. It's a mind-body healing tool that actually works with the neurology and the physiology of the body. So it's a beautiful, beautiful tool that I'm working with a gorgeous mentor to study and continue to spread this beautiful tool. But at any rate, EFT is really incredible. I did a whole live on ways that that I've actually kept up, on ways that you can use EFT in your own self-care practices. So if you go back a couple of videos, you can find that. It's an hour and it's on the longer side, but it's really, really good shit, guys. So EFT, technically, the basic protocol is there are a set number of points that you go through. I'll show you those in a second. For me, a lot of times what I do is just pick one point, because when I'm traumatized, it's just like a lot of shit to be dealing with. So I'll just pick one point when I'm feeling traumatized and just tap and breathe. And then use my affirmation. I am safe. I am safe. I am safe. And I just repeat it to myself, keep tapping, keep breathing until I'm getting out of that trauma. And for me, this is a really big one. Part of my stuff is a gnarly, complex post-traumatic stress disorder diagnosis that I am still working through. I got a lot of stuff to unpack. And so for me, having these tools so that I can be able to get back in my body and just approach trauma from a healing-oriented, holistic perspective instead of my only tool being dissociation. Because for a really, really, really long time, guys, dissociation was it. So whether it was like booze or sex or drugs at one point or like self-harm or alcohol, I said booze already, or Netflix, like doesn't all have to be the gnarly stuff. Netflix I have definitely used to numb out. But at any rate, those were my tools for a really long time. That was all I had. But now that I have tapping, I have my affirmations, I have oils, I have my yoga practice, I have my breathing practices. I've built my toolbox over the years to help deal with trauma. Can you guys tell I'm passionate about trauma? I am so passionate. So, I am safe is your affirmation. Oh, and I said I'll go through the points. So, you can either pick one point to tap while you use your affirmation, or you can go through all of the points. So that would be starting top of the head, saying I am safe. Then it's right above the eyebrow. It's like right there. I am safe. Side of the eye. I am safe. Under the eye. I am safe. Under the nose, right above the lips. I am safe. And then right under the chin. I am safe. It's such a good affirmation. Any root chakra work, do this that I'm showing you. And then I'm wearing a shirt where you can't really see my collarbones, but it's right under the collarbones, like right toward like where they happen. Hey, Ethan. It's been a minute since I've seen or thought or heard your name. So tapping under the collarbones, I am safe. And then it's right under the arm, I am safe, right around the bra line, for any of you who have ever worn a bra. And then it is back of the hand, right in between your pinky and ring fingers, that little meaty spot. That's the gamut point. So back of the hand, I am safe. So EFT, you can either pick one of those spots that feels good, and really, really basic top line, what it does is tapping on those points. Those are acupressure meridian points, and it stimulates the amygdala and the hippocampus connection in the brain. Amygdala is the site of your fight, flight, freeze response. So basically, tapping on those points gives your body and your brain, sends a signal from your body to your brain saying like, hey, we're good. You can like unfreeze that amygdala because we're safe. Things are okay. So that you can see how they harmonize so beautifully, the affirmation, I am safe, with the tapping. And you really, it doesn't matter which side you tap on. It doesn't matter if you do both or just one or just, you can't really do both hands, but both or just one. You really can't fuck it up. It's great. Okay. I am safe, tapping, pick a point, go through all the points, whatever your heart desires. And then helichrysum oil. This combination of this and frankincense earlier today pulled me out of a very, very just traumatized state. So this one, a lot of times I will actually do like an inhaler, is what my mentor Lori calls it, where it's basically just like a drop or two in your hand. If you're doing multiple oils, blend them. And then I just like put my fingers on my third eye and just breathe into it. And it's really, really delightful. So helichrysum, it's even smells medicinal, guys. It's really, it's nice. It is a healer for pain, for trauma. Oh, and I love this. It aids the walking wounded, those with a history of difficult life circumstances, trauma, self-destruction, loss, or abuse. These individuals need this powerful spiritual support that helichrysum offers. It gives strength and endurance to the wounded soul who must keep on living despite past difficulties. The oil restores confidence in life and in the self, giving the individual strength to carry on. It has a powerful, right, because Helix has a powerful relationship with the power and light of the sun. So it's about bringing back sort of joy, light, energy, and just, yeah, that willpower to carry on and bringing you out of trauma, out of victimhood, and into purpose, courage, healing, all of that beautiful, beautiful stuff and those beautiful vibrations. So diffuse it. Put it, because a lot of times pain really gets like stored in the heart. So topically using it, diluting it with some carrier oil and then putting it on your heart chakra, heart space could be really powerful. Or for me, a lot of times, because especially if I'm in trauma, I'm not going to be like, let me pull out my oils and do the drops and get my carrier oil and rub it on and take my shirt off and put like, no. I'm like oil and like huffing the oils is what needs to happen. So that little inhaler of oil in your hands and smelling it, and deep breaths all the way into the belly, especially when you're in trauma. So like deep breath in, belly expanding like a big birthday balloon, and then exhaling, and keep that going. You can even do it one-handed and tap while you do it, saying I am safe while you do it. You can combine all of them. So that is what I have for you guys this evening. So again, just a little recap. For body shame, you've got your affirmation, I deeply and completely love and accept myself, and my exercise for my body fulfillment project course, which is list 20 things that you love about your body. Bonus points if you do mirror work. If you don't know what I mean, watch the beginning of the video. And patchouli is the oil for lifting you out of body shame. 2, self-judgment. Affirmation, I forgive you, I love you. Oil, bergamot. Say it however you feel, like I do. Number 3, feeling controlling or perfectionistic. I am willing to be led. I surrender. That is your affirmation. I really love that when meditating at the beginning, use that affirmation, then see what comes through. Let yourself be led. Or journaling. Write it out and see what comes through from just free writing. Oils on that. Oils are cilantro for feeling controlling and cypress oil for feeling perfectionistic. And then if you're feeling traumatized, tapping, go watch my tapping training video, using the affirmation I am safe, and then helichrysum oil is really beautiful for relieving that pain. So I hope this served you guys. It looked like the video actually recorded and everything was good this time. So let me know if you have questions. I'll be checking in. You can message me if it feels like a sensitive thing. If you'd rather not leave a comment on a public video, feel free to message me or leave a comment here. So tell me all the things that you want to know about oils and emotions and healing, and enjoy the rest of your Thursday. I'm going to go huff some more oils. I always do a little dance at the end of my live videos because there are like several windows that pop up. Okay, for real, guys. Bye.